Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 3 of P&R Formula 3 Championship Season 2, hosted on the World Sim Series website. My name is Anders, and I will be your host for this evening's race. Hope you're all doing well on this Sunday evening. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Let's finish off the weekend with some good racing action. You can see that I've got the table loaded up on the main screen at this moment in time. But first, I need to make you aware that there has been a track change. We are now racing at the Norris Ring today, compared to, I can't remember, Thruxton, where there was a bit of a big track cut and DRS was enabled all the time, so it kind of defeated the whole point in DRS. But let's take a look at the standings. And we can see that the top of the leaderboard are rather close here in the Formula Championship. Jay Sky leading the way with 44 points. Ollie Smith in a very close second with 41, so it's definitely a battle between the two. But hot on the heels after getting a DNF in round 1 is Mr. Butler in P3 with 30 points. Fabrice Ledemy in 4th with 27, and Hoeven is in 5th with 26 after starting 2 races. That's our top 5. And I can see tonight that McFly is also back in the picture. Sobek is also racing tonight as well. So without further ado, let's go trackside and take a look at, there we go, trackside, here we are. And we're currently looking at the current championship leader. Who knows what's going to happen in this race. There is one DRS zone going down the main straight. It looks winter, but is in fact not. The track temperatures will be absolutely fine. You can see that we're still in free practice with 6 minutes left to go. So if you're in chat, say hello. Let me know how you're doing. And as you can see, they're doing sub 45-minute lap times here. So it's going to be a lot of laps tonight here at the Norris Ring. Now, the last time we were here was in the PNTCC. And Jay Skyring here got given a time penalty for causing a rather large collision, really, which ultimately, apart from being destroyed in the last race, took the PNTCC title away from them. So they'll be acutely aware in the back of their mind that the Norris Ring is not necessarily their favourite track. And also, we need to keep an eye out for the DRS train in today's race and see how much of an effect that might have. As we can see, quite a few cars out braking themselves into T1. These RSS Formula 3 V6s are rather quick cars around this circuit. As you can see, we're talking 45 seconds. And when we go in between the 2 sessions, between free practice and qualifying, we'll go on an onboard lap with yours truly to explore what the Norris Ring looks like in the cockpit in VR. Something I'm going to try and add to the streams going forward. Just, you know, just add that extra little bit of layer of interactiveness. But Hoeven is leading the way quite considerably. Actually, we'll have a second ahead of Butler, although they are on the softs. Butler is currently on the mediums. Mayor and Kamadesi in P4. This could be a very tight race, you know. There is not a lot splitting the field. Oh, and there's a car into the barrier there. I mean, that might well have been our very own Mark Coulson. So, the driver chasing... where is he? Is Smith not racing tonight? Do I not see Smith? No, I do not see Smith. Smith is not racing tonight. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a good opportunity for Jay Skyring to get a good haulage of points here. Very interesting. So Jay Skyring has a good opportunity. In P3 is Mr. Bowler, who currently sitting P2 in free practice. Not really improving. There is a car parked right on the racing line into the braking zone into turn 2 and 3. But I think we are going to be entertained for half an hour of racing tonight. I really do. But as it currently stands, Hoeven is leading the way in that lovely... Oh, that's a lovely livery. Very cool. with the nice camo shark orange F3 livery. Very nice. Currently fastest sector 2 by the looks of things. And this could be DRS Open, so this could be a rather interesting race. 66. He's trying not to get in anyone's way. He's here for a bit of fun tonight. Not looking to cause any run-ins in the championship or anything like that. But, you know, if he gets given the opportunity, this man will take a podium and will take some penalties away. Points from people, sorry. Not penalties, points. Currently putting on a little bit of a show for the fans in the infield section. That's what we love to see. Let's have a look and see who we have racing here tonight. Let's start from the current top. So we have Converge, which is great to see. Welcome back. Fabrice Lamy is also driving tonight. Watch out for the grey and blue Monster WSS livery. Matteo is also driving tonight, currently setting P8, which is a rather good lap for Matteo. Hopefully they can have a good race. I think it's going to be quite a bit of carnage. McFly is in this evening. Got a lot of pace, McFly. So, again, we'll see how it fully unfolds in the race. Could be a lot of to-ing and fro-in with the DRS system. 66, as we saw, was just doing some entertaining for the infield. Spool clearly struggling with the circuit going down into T1, possibly collecting someone at the same time. Koba is in this evening. I think this could be their first race. I don't recognise AC Koba, but I'm not sure if they've raced in a PNR session before. Lloyd is not the best, well, not the biggest fan of Formula Racing. Much more prefers his GT and touring, as shown right there. Losing the rear end, so it's not his sort of cup of tea. Bernardi currently chilling in the pit lane there. Sobek is also in tonight, which is nice. Nolan is saying hello to Barrier as we switch the scene, but he lines up beautifully for the last corner. Hits that apex, but spins out on exit. And Mark Coulson, a PNR regular, will be looking to keep their nose clean and just try and get as many points as possible, as we've got 25 seconds left of free practice to go. Al-Sharif as well. Al-Sharif, I believe. That's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. Apologies if I butchered it. It's also racing tonight. I'm sure that they have raced before. But the gap between Hoey and Butler has massively shrunk now. So we'll certainly be intrigued to see what goes on. Now, I've tried to do something today, which... oh, yeah, here we go. We have... Look at that. We can set up a really nice little camera angle. That's quite cool. Yeah, I thought I'd try the free cam mode tonight. Let's see who hits their apexes. Not that... Well, that driver's not far off. Oh, and as we come to the end of the session, let's go back to TV cam over here. There we go, for race control. In the meantime, whilst we're waiting for free practice to start, why don't we go with yours truly and see how this track runs? Welcome to the Norris Ring as we head over the line here in our RSS F3 V6. We are looking for that light. There we are on the brakes down into T1. Trying not to lock up. It's a little bit early, but this is only an exploration lap. Gives you a rough idea what our PNR championship drivers are going to have to go through. Move back over to the left into this T2 and 3. Quite an awkward and dangerous chicane. You can use all the runoff here. Just keep it nice as move back over to the left a little bit to straighten out the braking zone around T4 into T5 hairpin. Shift back up to second gear to help get the power down as we enter the DRS zone, which is going to be vital in the race today. Heading back down for a fake T6 and over the timing line for a sub 50-second lap time. It's going to be a good race this evening, definitely. So there you have it. It is really that quick of a lap time. And on board, depending on if you're in VR or not, will ultimately see, well, you get the sense of the fact that there's not a lot of room, even though it is quite a wide circuit, especially in the second half of the track. But if you miss those apexes and you don't get the power down smoothly enough as Jay Skyring locks up the brakes going into the final corner, well, and you can see that's exactly what I was on about, the rear end just kicking out. As we stay on board for Jay Skyring for the first qualifying lap here of round 3 of the Formula 3 Championship, P&R Championship, here on YouTube. I hope you're all doing well in chat. And Jay gets the car stopped. Using all the track width. So we head up to the most complex part of the circuit, which is simply, oh, and you can see the oversteer kicking the car out wide. Won't be happy about that. It's going to be a slow lap time here for Skyring. I think Butler, the car behind, is going to do a little bit better. If we head to Butler, who is right on the tail of Jay Skyring. So Butler's also going to get the slip stream going down the main straight. And I think the slip is going to prove quite vital. 46.32. It's not the best. And we can see some cars in the background there. Bernardi currently going through as drivers start to come over the timeline. There's only 5 minutes of qualifying, but they should be able to get at least 5 laps in this time. Really? Oh, as a car spins off in the background, who is that? That's Nolan in P9. You can see the name flashing up in red there. Yes, just got to be careful for the rejoin, and oh, that's an unhealthy car there. So back into the pits they go. Lloyd is still sat in the pits. I think Lloyd is going to try and start at the back of the grid. I think that's probably quite a wise move, actually. As we can see, Skyring coming over the timing line to get a 46.3.1. Oh, and outbrakes themselves coming down there. Oh, no, that isn't. That's who was that? It was Butler behind. So that's what can happen. That's Al Sharif. Goes into P1 with a 46.1. And Hoeven, as I say that, goes over the timeline again with a 46.1. Only 3 thousandths of a second faster. So I think this is going to be a very close race overall. The race is half an hour long. And we'll just see. Hoeven is actually a little bit faster here in Sector 1 according to the telemetry. And faster in Sector 2 again. So we are going to see a 45-second lap time if they get the exit right. And to be fair, that's looking rather good. DRS Open is definitely going to be in the 45s. And over the timing line they come. And it's a 45.931. So all the drivers having to find at least 2, 3 or 4 attempts here to get the most out of the cars for qualifying. I think Lloyd has probably been the most clever here in a minute. Of just simply staying in the pits, staying out of the way. Let the carnage happen in T1 because the carnage is going to happen at T1. As Butler comes over the timing line, no improvements. Jay Skyring going into T1, outbrakes themselves. And sadly, that's going to be that lap time. Pretty much written off. McFly is still in P6. Koba P5, Butler P4, Matteo P7, Mayo P8. Kamadazi, who did very well in practice, is not quite getting the lap times they want for qualifying. Spool, Mole, in other words, is currently P10. Sobek P11. Nolan is in P12, looking to improve on their lap time. And that's Koba up to P3, and into the wall Nolan goes. So Koba knocks Jay Skyring down 1 step. And Jay Skyring will be looking to get another lap time under their belt I'm not quite sure who's behind them. I think that might be Butler. It's not Butler. But whoever was behind him got a lovely bit of slip there. Oh, and Butler moves out the way. So Butler's not feeling it, and that's going to be the end of Butler's qualifying session. So that's P5 tops for Butler. He's not going to get round in time for another lap. Jay Skyring, however, will. Al-Sharif will as well. Not any quicker, sadly. Oh, and locks up into T1, so that's going to be that lap time ruined. However, is still leading the way. And a slightly faster Sector 2, but not enough to counteract the poor Sector 1 by their standards. As there's Kamadazi into P6. Who even gets over the timing line just in time to get another lap in. And that's apparently a slight improvement. And Jay Skyring is currently on their last lap of qualifying. Whereas Koba. Al-Sharif has gone over P2 and Koba has lost it. So it's up to Jay Skyring, who seems to not be improving, but the telemetry isn't the most accurate. He doesn't need a great deal, only needs 0.05 of a second. But on such a short lap, that's going to be quite hard to find. And over the timeline, Jay Skyring goes. Can they get any higher at the leaderboard? No, they cannot. P4. And that leaves Kamadazi left. And Kamadazi also hasn't improved, so that's Hoeven leading the way for the race. Let me just go to Hoeven. There we go. Hoeven is our P1 sitter for today's race. Al-Sharif in P2. Koba P3. Jay Skyring P4. Butler P5. McFly in P6. Kamadazi in P7. Mateo P8. Mayer P9. Spool rounding off the top 10. AK Molt. Sobek in P11. Nolan P12. Bonardi in P13, Lettermy P14, Mark Coulson, the South African, in P15, 66 in P16, and Lloyd in P17. Now, Lloyd and 66 have probably stayed at the back to not get in the way of any championship hopefuls, but quite honestly, I can see them pounding up through the grid. So watch out for 66 and Lloyd on the timing boards as we head to the grid. And I'm trying to change car. There we go. So any other TV cameras? There isn't. I might actually. Yeah, let's do our own, shall we? Let's do our own. So here we are. Just waiting for that little bit. Hoeven in P1. It's currently on the right hand side of your screen, and I'm going to see if I can track it like so, but I might need to make it a little bit wider. Let's make it a little bit wider, make it a little bit easier. And here are our 6 lights, and then we'll be off popping away for round 3 of the P&R Formula 3 Championship here at the Norris Ring. 6 lights that is. No more. Great start there by Al-Sharif in P2 as all the cars are heading down towards T1, which is going to be absolute carnage. Let's see if everybody can survive themselves. Oh, there is some 100% carnage going on. And it looks like Sobek is sadly one of the victims. Mateo Mayer. Skyring moves up into P3, managing to get through it all. But someone definitely went in far too heavy into T1, and Koba is the biggest victim there. P8 currently, and into the barrier they go. Oh no, who's that in the background? Kamadazi is in the background into the wall, and I think they're going to retire there because they would have got moving if they seriously wanted to get going again. And there is always carnage here at the Norris Ring. DRS won't be open yet, or is now enabled for this lap. Mark Coulson's got a drive-through for DRS. Switching it on too early. It's not like Formula 1 where it just doesn't work. And Lloyd tried to go down the inside. Nolan's also got a drive-through for DRS, and Nolan's currently sitting P13 on the grid. Coulson's P15. Come on, Daisy's DNF'd. I've got a funny feeling they might have been one of the cars that sadly got affected with the lunge down into turn 1. And Bernardi is currently trying to get around the outside of Lloyd. As we go into the last corner, we can see a car is completely spun off there. That's Spool. So that could be a little bit of contact going into the last corner. And Spool falls all the way down into 16th place. 28 minutes left to go. It's a long way yet. And Sobek moves up into P15. And Lloyd is ahead, and Bernardi is trying to hold off 66 there. And Bernardi brakes late. And 66 moves up the inside to take P10 away from Bernardi. So the race leader, Hoeven, is currently leading the way. And there's not as much as the DRS train as I thought. I think Hoeven is pushing away rather early. Mark Coulson has got their drive-through done. Al-Sharif has got DRS outside of the DRS zone, actually. Well, they've got it open, so they might have been in the DRS zone when they crossed over the line. But Skyring is out of the DRS zone of P2. And Hoeven brakes a little bit late, but so does Al-Sharif. But they managed to get the car stopped and rotated easily enough. As we go through Sector 2, which is effectively simply 2 corners. Al-Sharif is in the DRS zone, and Skyring has lost that toe. Already 2 seconds behind the front pair. There's not going to be a lot that they can do about it. And now we can see the DRS into effect. 6/10 is the current gap, and Al-Sharif is now got the fastest lap of the race, and you can just see how the DRS really helps keep the cars packed up together. Now there is quite a DRS train in the middle sector. Nolan's been disqualified for a drive-through not being taken for improper use of DRS. So Nolan will be kicked off the grid after the next lap. You can see that Al-Sharif is only 7/10 behind, and it's a really good camera to have, really, this one. As we head down the main straight again with Hoeven. Again, getting really nice exit out of the last corner, which is not allowing Al-Sharif to do much, and Hoeven's even managed to set the fastest lap of the race at 46.682. Al-Sharif really does need to try and keep up. Oh, and you can see getting the power down. Al-Sharif is really struggling to keep the car nice and steady. Nolan has been disqualified, kicked to the pits. Butler is also now in the pits as well. So Butler has had quite the poor start as well. I think Butler must also be one of those that has not had a great start. I can't even see Butler's name. Butler is disconnected. So Butler's DNF'd. Nolan is also disconnected. So Carnage in T1 causing all sorts of problems. And they've already caught up to some back markers. Oh, as I'm not quite sure who that back marker is. I think that might be Coulson. Slightly not realising who's what. And Matteo is currently stopped on circuit. Oh, and there's another car that's just spun out as well. And that's Spool. That's on the last corner. So where is another body? Bernardi. A body? Battle, sorry. So Bernardi battling for P9 against Sobek. 66 is up to P7. Lloyd is in P11. And I did say watch out for 66 and Lloyd. They would definitely be making their way up the field if they can. And Jay Skyring is 3.5 seconds off the front pair. Also has a nice gap to the car behind. McFly and Cobra not too far behind P4 of Mayor rather. And Cobra will probably be in quite an aggressive mood after the instances into T1. It's one of those circuits, a bit like Monza, where you just know that there's going to be carnage into T1. And as a driver, as a sim racer myself, I do not understand people's mentality and thinking, I'm just going to shove it down the inside. It's the worst circuit to do that. It really is. Al Sharif sets the fast lap of the race. You can see the gap constantly going down to under half a second in front two. But it's just sector 2. I think if Hoeven can get a really clean sector 2. Oh, and there's a bit of carnage there. I think that's a back marker again. Or is that McFly? It could be McFly, actually. That might have just lost the position to Mayo. In P4, where's Mayo? Oh, that is Mayo right there. So, Mayo, McFly, and Cobra. Three-way battle for P4 right now. Which will suit Skyring. Allow him to build a gap to this trio. And we can see Cobra in the background. Having a sneaky little look into McFly. But it's all about the exit. And we have an interesting... Cobra is currently on the softs as well. Which is an interesting choice for 30 minutes. And we can see McFly trying to look round the outside. Or inside, sorry, of Mayo. Mayo really didn't defend that very well. And they might even lose in position now here to Cobra. And to be fair, they've conceded it. So Mayo getting right out of the way. Allowing Cobra to go through. And try and keep the battle with McFly alive. As we've almost had 1/3 of the race completed. McFly is now on the defensive of Cobra behind them, but I think it's going to be a couple of laps yet before Cobra will be able to do anything. All depends on how much pressure they can put on McFly. And for our current championship leader, it's a bit of a lonely race there in P3. 5 seconds behind the car ahead. And there's not a lot they can do about it, really. DRS is very strong in these sort of races. So it's going to be 21 minutes of keeping the car on the straight and narrow as we head back for the battle for P4. And again, Cobra's just not quite close enough. I think a lot of people don't realise that they really need to nail Sector 2 to be able to get a good run. And it looks like McFly just tapped the wall there a little bit. As Letterme and Sobek just set their fastest laps off the race. And for what was a very close practice session and a very close qualifying session, it's been quite the spread race, in fact, which I was not expecting. Was not expecting at all. But it's a lot better by Cobra. Half a second is the gap. You need about 6 tenths to be able to make a move into T1 as Lloyd has lost control and possibly gone into the barrier and loses a position down into P11. But Cobra must be carrying a bit more downforce because he's not really gaining on McFly ahead. As we are 1/3 through the race, we can now see that Hoeven has made a big enough gap to Al Sharif to not allow them DRS, which is going to make their life a lot easier. But if they let off at any point, make any errors at any point, which did happen in Portimao if I remember correctly, Al Sharif might be, well, will be close enough to be able to pounce. And quite honestly, they don't need to worry about track cuts on this circuit because, quite frankly, if they try and cut the circuit, they're going to hit a barrier. So it's not really going to be able to happen. And Jay Skyring, you'll see just come around the corner. Oh, you won't even see Jay Skyring come around the corner. 8 seconds is the gap to P1 for Jay Skyring. So Hoeven is running away in this race. Into T1, nice Bit of stopping power there. Lovely T1 entry and exit there for our race leader. In fact, let's just go on board and just appreciate the smoothness of this driving. But what this is doing, this back marker, as they move out of the way, it is allowing them to be caught up there by Al Sharif, but not close enough really. I'm not quite sure who the car ahead will be. Formula Velo City by IRT. Velocity, sorry. Not Velo City, Velocity. What all about. Really getting the car nice and stopped there into T1. Beautifully done. Now next weekend will probably be a little bit quieter with the 24 hours of Daytona on the World Sim Series, so I recommend if you don't already follow their Twitch channel to do so, to watch the first division. Scrap it out for 24 hours. Our team, the Pre-Ninja Racing team, are in Division 2, so we won't be on the main channel. As Lloyd is in the pits, probably from damage. And Koba is still 6 tenths behind McFly in P4. Let's head over to Koba now. Just getting the car stopped nicely, but just isn't able to see when they try and get the power down. The rear end just wants to kick out just a little bit more. Not quite getting all of the apexes, but McFly looking a little bit slidey coming out of that left-hander there. Not looking the most comfortable. Just needs a good exit. Oh, he's carried a bit too much speed through there. So you really want to hug the inside wall. Get the slip in as well. But I think Koba may be just happy to be sat behind McFly right now. Just trying to assess where McFly is weakest, and it does look like McFly's sector 2. Let's just have a little look at it now. Might be their weakest point. In fact, to be fair, the front nose of Koba could be damaged from the lap 1 incident, which may be hindering their turning a little bit more. You really want to get to that left-hand side. And again, a lot better this time. McFly just seems to be able to get the power down now a little bit better. As they just set a personal best of the race so far. It did look rather good lap, to be fair, from McFly as Lloyd moves into P13 ahead of Mark Olsen. Lot better there by Koba. Lot closer. Can they capitalise? Keeping the slip. The DRS will be open. They need to make McFly defend. Just looking down the inside. Oh, McFly leaves the room. And I think McFly's definitely got a better exit there. And there you can see McFly moves back ahead, so the battle for P4 here is definitely on. If Koba can get a few more exits like that out of the final corner. And put McFly under a bit of pressure, make them defend into T1. Much better by Koba there, much better. McFly is on the back foot, this is going to happen. Oh, and to the outside, Koba's gone. And it's easily going to be done. McFly's just going to have to tuck in. Koba breaks across circuit, which is a bit cheeky. And McFly did very well there not to collide. And up into P4, Koba goes. 3.3 seconds is the gap to Jay Skyring in P3, sorry. But now what can McFly do about it? Or can Koba do the perfect lap? Doesn't look like it. Almost. I mean, 8 attempts is a really good effort of breaking the DRS range. But in this lap, actually, in all fairness, McFly might start to struggle to keep up. Because Koba Sector 2 is looking rather good. But let's see what happens this time around. Round T1 they go. McFly in P5. Let's keep an eye out. So they come up to a back marker, which is going to hinder Koba. It's just going to happen. And to be fair, the back marker isn't really getting out of the way either, for that matter. But the thing is, Koba will now have DRS as well, so it's kind of smart play there by Koba, and I'm not quite sure why that back marker is defending. I'm probably trying to get out of the way. What is that back marker doing? Who is that? Is it Matteo? Does Matteo think he's battling for position here? I think Matteo needs to be a little bit more aware, and blue flags will be popping up all over their screen. What is Matteo? Yeah, I think that's kind of deserved, to be honest. I think that's kind of deserved. Matteo should be realising that he's not losing positions to these drivers. We'll just keep an eye on what they're going to do here, whether they're just going to go for it. Yeah, they are. Well, we've got that on stream, Matteo, so that's you pretty much banned from the World Sim Series. Well done. Well done. For being the ultimate child sim racer. Congratulations, that award definitely goes to you. Shame for McFly, because there was a really good battle going on. It's not McFly's fault in any way, shape or form. Matteo was just driving rather stupidly, and that's McFly's race pretty much ruined. Which is a shame. Which is a shame when you can just see the damage that's been caused. So I apologise to McFly for that happening in our event. But someone's definitely getting put on the list, and whilst we're here, let's get this sorted out in a minute, because we can just get said driver removed. So let me just have a quick look at the results a minute, and with the power of magic, so there goes Matteo, disqualified. And that's that done. And 66 is now trying to make a move on P5 of Mayo. And through he goes. It's just whether they can hold it. Covers the defensive line. And to be fair, Koba is doing rather well at the minute, to be fair. He's only 2.9 seconds behind Jay Skyring, which is the green car you just saw go out of your shot there. And they have DRS. So P3 is definitely on the cards for Koba. With the rate that they're driving, and you can see Jay Skyring just locking up a little bit there. We'll have to keep an eye on that gap there. So we can see Mayor in 66 currently battling it out for P5. As our race leader, Hoeven, who've not mentioned for a few laps, for about 10 minutes in fact, has just set another fastest lap of the race. But Al Sharif is slowly catching up towards the end of this race. The gap was a bit bigger than that, so I'm guessing the back markers are now starting to help Hoeven out a little bit. Oh, sorry, Al Sharif out a little bit. And let's see what Mayor rather can do here. We'll just see if anything becomes of this. But in P2, now Sharif is slowly catching Hoeven, who is being held up by back markers, but at the same time will also get DRS. So if Hoeven plays the cards right, which I think they are, will get DRS and Al Sharif will not. As someone comes into the pit lane, that's McFly. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The car's heavily damaged. Al Sharif has just set the fastest lap of the race with a 46.39. The gap is now down to 1.8 seconds, and that's Jay Skyring, I believe. No, it's not. No, it's not. I thought that was Jay Skyring about to be like, there's Bernardi. Oh, moves ahead of McFly, who's currently in the pits and who's DNF'd. Don't blame them. Such a shame. Very rough race for McFly there. You can see a back marker getting well out of the way. But I don't think Al Sharif is going to have DRS. Whereas Hoeven will. Great play by Hoeven. He's just going to be able to open up that gap that's a little bit more. With 6 minutes left to go. And whoever the back marker is cleverly moving out of the way there. 1.2 is the gap. And so far, the back markers, aka the lapped cars, are currently the ones helping out the race leader here. It's working well for the race leader as Mayor just sets their personal best of the race so far. It's whether Al Sharif can put their mark down. As Hoeven's just set a personal best. But the gap is really not far away, you know, with 5 minutes left to go. Al Sharif really needs to work those medium tyres all the way to the end of the race till there's nothing left. And it does look like their tyres have still got quite a bit of life in. Really pushing now, Sharif. Can he get within the 1 second DRS mark? No. Not quite. Not quite. Sector 2 is looking rather good here for our P2 driver. It's just whether, yeah, just a little bit quicker there, 1/10. Well, only needs to be another 10th into, oh, and it looks like Hoeven's locked up there. Oh, and sadly, Al Sharif did the same thing. Getting a little bit too excited. Skyring just sets their personal best of the race so far, trying to open that gap up to Koba in P4. As we currently just keep an eye. Oh, and that's a bit of a weird lock up there, but do they have DRS? They do, which is going to really help Al Sharif catch up Hoeven for the last 4 minutes of the race. Daisy says, L1. My game crashed out of nowhere. Lap 1, my game crashed out. Sorry if I took anyone out, but I'm seeing everyone was clear of me. Unfortunate. We will have a look, my friend. We'll have a look. As we can see, the gap for P1 with 3 minutes 49 seconds left to go is down to under a second. Is the pressure getting to Ho even like it did in Portimao? Are they going to be able to grind the result out? I believe it was Portimao. I'm saying that they were under pressure in Portimao, but I'm not entirely sure if it was. 8 attempts is the gap. It'll be around about 4 attempts, 3 attempts maybe. As Al-Sharif just sets another fastest lap of the race. What a time to be finding your pace. Hard on the brakes they go. Right up to the rear end of Ho even. Now Al-Sharif needs to play their cards right here and not get by Ho even too early, because then they'll basically swap hands. It's a little bit like IndyCar with the slip around the Indy 500. You don't really want to be the leading car for the last few laps. You want to be the leading car going into the last lap. Al-Sharif has definitely got the pace, but they need to be tactically smart about this, because if they go for the move, which it looks like they are, I think Ho even's asking for it. Look at that. Ho even's actually asking for... Oh, and someone just dives right out of the way there. And Ho even is playing a great tactical game here with 2 minutes 21 left to go, because Al-Sharif is going to be the one leading the way. Al-Sharif thinks probably that they've got the, they're in the right position. They're really not. The DRS is far too strong here at the Norris Ring. And Ho even is very, very close. I mean, oh, a little bit of a light up at the rear wheels. Now watch what Ho even's going to do. They're just going to sit behind. Probably won't go for the move. Oh, they are going for the move. I'm wrong. Interesting. Okay. Very, very interesting. These two are going to duel it out to the end. And not really think too tactically about it. I can appreciate this. And half second is the gap. Now, but that's all it needs to be going out of the last corner. Al-Sharif, are they going to be clever? Is Ho even trying to set them up to be in front for the last set of DRS for the race? Or are they literally just going to go for sheer pace here? Al-Sharif's looking down the inside. Oh, and there you can see he's backed out of it. He's backed out of it, as we're going to get one more lap after this one. And Al-Sharif needs to make sure that he stays close enough through Sector 2. Otherwise, it will all be for nothing. And to be fair, he's dropped quite far back. He's down by 9 tenths. Coming up to the last corner. He's a little bit too far back here. He may have messed this up a little bit. All depends on how good of an exit they get. Otherwise, it's going to be Ho evens for the taking. 7 tenths isn't going to be enough. Let's find out as we head on to the last lap of the race. Over the timing line they go. DRS is open. It was a lot slower lap from Sharif. Is he going to try and go down the inside? He isn't. Oh, and he locks up. He's only going to get really one more opportunity, and he needs to really keep it close. It's going to be a sprint to the line. White flag is out. Oh, and into the wall they go. And that's basically going to be race over, in my opinion. It's whether Al-Sharif can get anything done. I don't think so. I think Ho even is driven this really, really well towards the end of the race here. As Ho even is going to come over the timing line to finish first in round 3 of the P&R F3 Championship. Al-Sharif finishes P2 after making that error. Jay Skyring coming up to the final corner. 1.6 seconds behind is Koba. Good recovery drive there from Koba as Skyring comes over the timing line. P3. Good haulage of points for the championship. Koba P4. 66. After starting second from last, it's going to finish P5. So P5 is 66. Mayor P7. Oh, P6, sorry. Let Me has finished P7. Sobek is P8. Bernardi P9. Lloyd finishing P10. Coulson finishes P11. Spool finishing P12. And everyone else sadly DNF'd due to either damage or just implications that have happened. As we can now head back to the studio where I'm going to drop out of this session. And we're going to take a look at lap 1 and see exactly what happened. Pardon me. Let's take a little look. Spool, I'm fuming. Now, let me just turn this on. Go accommodating. So just way down into T1 we go. Oh, it's Sobek. Sobek causing the carnage in lap 1. Sobek, what are you doing? What are you doing? Far too late on the brakes there, causing a rather large collision. Koba, Butler. Oh dear. And Mole says, once you're far behind, hit everything, blue flag. Yeah. Stop playing the music or lower the volume. Is the music really loud, is it? It's like halfway on my volume thing. Race ban Sobek. So there is Spool. So that's quite, yeah, that's 100% a 10-second penalty for Sobek there. We've got to keep up with appearances. Now here's Spool. We'll just see what sort of contact that they are on about here. They say contact, it ruined my race. From the pit straight. So we'll have a little look at Butler as well. And there's Koba. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, yeah. Sporley, that's all on you, my friend. That's all on you, I'm sorry to say, my guy. There's a car on your inside. And then there goes Sporley into the rear barrier. And fair bit of rear damage, I would have assumed. Butler got absolutely mullered on the pit straight. Let's see if we can find that one. Butler. Let's see what's what. Race ban Spool. Yeah, just lack of awareness there, Sporley. If you had radar turned on, that wouldn't have happened. And this was start of the race. Yeah, this is where Butler got ruined into T1 by Sobek. After Spool incident. Okay. So, where's the Spool? So there's Cobra up ahead. So I'm guessing, yeah, Butler gets on through. No problem. And there comes Cobra. Just waiting. Still waiting. Game over incident, okay. Oh wow, what the hell happened there? So who is that? That's Matteo. I got a funny feeling Matteo ended up getting disqualified because he basically cause a major incident. What on earth? Yeah, I was going to say that's not anyone's fault. Sadly, that's the effects of DRS for you when your inputs are really quick. And yeah, when the DRS is open, any sharp front wheel movement, sadly, yeah, that's 100% a race ender right there. Even to the point that you flipped onto the other. Wow, is there another way that we can see this? To the point that you flipped over the barrier. So let's watch this real time, and you can see the rear end goes, and big old crash, and over the top they go. Oh my god, that would not be nice for Coulson there. No, even Al Sharif there. Crikey, that is that's quite mega. Apparently, it was quite funny to watch from Jamski's perspective. So where is Jamski? Oh, wow. Okay. I was ready to go back out, but the controls got locked for 60 seconds. I know, but you got to keep going. Got to keep them points up. But when you DNF, you get nil points. You get nil points. But one thing I will show you, and this is for McFly's benefit and for getting this person banned from all of our events, as well as WSS, hopefully. So here we go. We'll play it from here. So this is McFly battling for P4 with Koba up ahead. And there goes Matteo, or rather Matteo is allowing... Well, Koba goes through, slows up, and then seems to block off Matteo, even though for some reason, there's just no need, really, because Matteo is a lapped car. And Matteo just seems to be battling for position when they really shouldn't be. And then if we just go to F5, and we can see that Matteo, for some reason, dives down the inside again. No real need. So McFly getting annoyed with them. That sort of contact didn't need to happen, really. And then you just knew it was going to happen. You just know what's going to happen right now as we head down the main straight. Matteo's not even using their DRS. And here we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is ban-worthy from all PNR events, present and future, and WSS, which sadly ruined McFly's race because, as you can see, the rear axle is basically snapped in two. And no racing can just happen because, quite frankly, that car was written off. So there we go. So here's a 10-second penalty for Sobek for the instances into T1. Let's just load it all up. 1 second. And as you can see here, I did disqualify Matteo, but we do need to ban them from any and all PNR events going forwards if we're able to do so. But let's head back to the results, or standings rather. No, results first. Sorry, results first. Results first. So where is Senor Sobek? Senor Sobek is that. I have to reopen the results. Sobek, you are getting a 10-second penalty, my friend, for the instance into T1. I understand that you may have had PC issues, but sadly, it was avoidable contact. T1, lap 1. No more needs to be said. There we go. Lemmy is taking care of Matteo being banned from all PNR events going forwards. So Sobek getting the 10-second penalty. Sport, I'm just going to give a warning for avoidable contact turning into another driver and destroying your own race. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay? Done. So, Spore getting a warning for turning into another driver. And we'll close and approve those. Oh no, and can I can't really do much more. I've already disqualified Matteo, sadly. So let's approve those. And then we'll take a look at the standings. Ready? So here we are for the standings for the Formula 3 Championship after round 3. Skyring, with 66 points is leading the championship lead. Ho even is catching up. They're only 10 points behind with 56. Ollie Smith not racing tonight, dropping down to P3. Letterme still holding, well, currently joint P3 in fact with Ollie Smith. AC Koba is moved up into P5 with 40 points, only 1 point behind Letterme and Ollie Smith. Sobek is in P6 with 38. Butler P7 with 30, but could have got more if they just waited that 60 seconds and came straight back out. They would have got points regardless. Mayor is joint P7 with Butler with 30 points. Bernardi in P9 with 28, and Spool rounding off the top 10 with 27. McFly in P11 with 26, and Al Sarif with their first race with PNR, as you can see here, getting a very healthy 26 points. Next Sunday night, after the WSS Daytona event, which I will quickly show you, and you'll be able to watch it on WSS, the World Sim Series website, Twitch channel, okay, which I believe is just twitch.tv/World Sim Series, I believe. You'll be able to watch the 24 hours or 12 hours at Daytona, sorry. We are in Division 2, so sadly we won't be able to see us on the World Sim Series website, but make sure you watch out for that one next Saturday. Tomorrow night with the Ultimate Sim Racer, we are heading to Belle Isle, Detroit for the Formula Lights here, and quite frankly, that's going to be one hell of 12 hour. Yes, 12 hour, not 24. And I think it's going to be a hell of a race over in Detroit. We have, how many signups actually? We have 13 signups, which is really exciting. And to be able to sign up, you have to be part of our Discord channel because you need a password, which you can only get by us pointing you in the right direction, unless you're smart enough to see where it is. Division 2 should be streamed as well. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye out for that for next Saturday. Next Sunday, get your brave pants on, ladies and gentlemen, for the Formula 3 are heading to Macau, China, which is going to be the hardest race I think we've ever done in a Pretty Ninja Racing League system, to the point that I need to download the circuit by Jim Lloyd. So that'll be next Sunday. Get yourself signed up. You're more than welcome. Lloyd is the first one to get themselves signed up. Brave man. It's going to be quite a tough race. It's going to be a race of attrition and no damage. So I recommend, if you're not driving in the 12 hour of Daytona, you might want to get a few laps in at Macau. Otherwise, your race is going to be quite short-lived. I wouldn't be surprised if we only have like 4 drivers for next Sunday. Really would not be surprised. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was round 3 of the Formula 3 Championship. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 5 rounds left to go. I should have figured it out. It's been a long day. Been a long weekend, to be honest. 5 rounds left to go, and quite frankly, the championship's door is wide open. If you want to get involved, all you have to do is hit the links in the description below. Check us out on the World Sim Series website, and if you're able to, like and subscribe to this channel to keep involved in some PNR events. But tomorrow night is the Ultimate Sim Racer. So until then, look after yourselves. Have a great Monday, and I'll catch you on Monday evening. So if you don't have a great Monday, I can do my best to try and cheer you up with some carnage in Detroit. See you later. Bye-bye.